Welcome to this review of the Olympus Pen EE. It's the S version, and it's not the second version, it's just the first version, because there is also a second version of this camera, but this is the first one. This is a half frame camera, which means it only takes half of frames, which looks like this. If you want to see it in frames, this is a full frame with just 2 pictures inside. This was a full frame with 2 pictures inside. There is a rewind knob on the top, which you can open. There is a name of the camera type. There is a lens, which I will explain later. And then there is the notification on how many pictures you can take. I put it on 72 because I put a roll of 36 photo pictures in it, which means you double it because you take half a frame, so you will only need you will have double the pictures. There's also a thread inside, so you can put it on a tripod with a tripod mount on the bottom and have a cord. I will take a cord that you can see it. You can screw in, and then you can make a selfie from far away by pressing it in and taking a picture. On the back, you don't have a lot of things, you just have a viewfinder, which, as you can see, is also vertical, because the pictures aren't horizontal, and you need to make a picture like this to make a horizontal picture, because it's half a frame and not a full frame. There's a button to take a picture. It will always take pictures anyway, even if it's very dark. On the bottom, we have a rewind button here to press in and then rewind everything. And we have a screw. If you unscrew it, it's not so difficult. You can take off the bottom, which is also the back. To make sure you have the back off. You can also see here that it's half a frame. This isn't the full frame. And when you look at this, you can see that the half frame makes place because there's this part covered up, which will make sure you don't have the full frame. How to put film inside? It's very easy. You put a film inside of this, and then you roll it up further so it comes in these knobs, because you will turn with these knobs. With these, I don't know how to call it in English because I'm from Belgium, but you turn with this turn wheel, and then you can take pictures. These aren't as interesting. It's just more, if you have a damage or something, you can always repair it. It's a very sturdy aluminum hard camera. I dropped it. It's still fine. I mean, it's a very sturdy and fine camera. To put it back on is just the same. You can see here that there are lines inside. These lines are also here. I hope you can see them. Yes. And then just put it back. You slide it back in. And you turn the knob. And it's fine. It will not come loose. There are no light leaks in my camera. There's no mushy things inside to keep light out. So this camera is very good if you want a camera to trust without having like a lot of trouble with it. The only problem you could have is fungus on the lens, but that's it. And now let's look at the lens, because it's a very special part of it. What's on the front? There is a small knob here. The knob is for a flash, because there's an external flash you can use. And there is also a measurement on the lens you can change. So there is so you can use the flash. The camera itself doesn't need batteries. The light meter in front of it is just around the lens. It's like it looks like a flashlight, but it isn't a flashlight. That's just a light meter. The viewfinder. There's a small nibble above the lens. The small nibble above the lens, make sure you can change. I hope it's in focus. So the ASA or the ISO, it's now 200, but I can put it to 160, 100 and lower. Then you come to the orange part. The orange part is the f-stop you need for the flash. Because you will set up your flash in a different way. So you can change your f-stop from 2.8 till 22 for flash X, and then you can stay on turning. It's an ongoing thing. I had my last ISO as 200. Then in the front, there's nothing special to see, except its lens is. I don't know which focal length this lens is. So you can change it here from ASA 200 to the flash from 2.8 till 22, or ISO 10 until ISO or ASA 200. ASA and ISO should be the same. There's also a small knob here. You probably can't see it totally, but there's a mountain on it. If you turn it, there are 3 people on it. And when you turn it again, there is 1 person on it. Trying to show you, but it's difficult. So you can take a portrait, a group picture, or landscape. But just see what you want. I mostly put it on landscape because it's also fine. It's fine enough for me. When you want to make sure how many pictures you have, because there is no battery inside, you don't need any batteries. You can always take it with you. It's very small and compact. I made a video yesterday about a Olympus Miju, or how you even pronounce it. You can watch this video on my channel if you want to. But you need to turn this knob around to the many pictures you want to. I will try to show you that you can easily turn it around. Now I'm on 20. No, I'm on 72. Now I'm on 45. So, yeah, here are some example pictures. Would I recommend this camera? I would definitely recommend this camera because it's super nice to have 72 pictures instead of 36. I did more than a year over it to fill it. If you have more questions about this camera, I bought it, by the way, for about €3, I guess, in the second-hand store. If you have more questions, you can always ask them on my Instagram. You can always follow me on Instagram. You can always subscribe to my channel. You can always like this video. You don't need to subscribe either, because probably you only want this video about this camera because you're interested in this camera and you want to do something with this camera. But if there is anything, you can always ask me, even down below. You can ask me anything. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. And that's it. Bye.